T. Imagine, it's 1883. The world is shaken by one of the most violent volcanic eruptions in recorded history. The mighty Krakatoa, a volcanic island in Indonesia, explodes with the force of 13,000 atomic bombs. The sound is heard nearly 3,000 miles away, and the aftermath plunges the region into darkness. But in the years that followed this cataclysm, something utterly strange and beautiful began to happen in the shadow of the shattered mountain, a phenomenon that would become known as the electric forest of Krakatoa. The eruption blanketed the surrounding islands, including what was left of Krakatoa itself, in a thick layer of sterile volcanic ash. Life was seemingly wiped out. Yet, as survivors and explorers cautiously returned to the desolate shores, they started reporting something unbelievable. As night fell, the dead ash-covered tree trunks and fallen logs began to glow with a soft, ethereal blue light. The entire forest seemed to be powered by a mysterious electricity, pulsing with an otherworldly energy. Local villagers, witnessing this spectral glow, were both awestruck and terrified. To them, these weren't just glowing trees. They were the spirits of the mountain, the restless souls of those lost in the disaster, manifesting in the ghostly landscape. It was a sacred yet haunting spectacle, a forest of light, born from a world of darkness. Imagine walking through that silent, glowing woodland, the only light coming from the very ground and trees around you. It must have felt like stepping into another dimension. But what was really behind this magical display? Scientists and naturalists of the era were baffled. Initial theories ranged from atmospheric electricity trapped in the ash to some unknown mineral phosphorescence. However, the most compelling explanation, which we still believe to be true today, is far more fascinating. It was life, but not as they expected. The glowing was caused by vast colonies of bioluminescent fungi, specifically a type known as fungi. These fungi are incredible survivors. Their microscopic spores, carried by the wind, found a perfect, competition-free environment in the nutrient-rich ash and decaying wood left by the eruption, with no other plants or organisms to compete with. The foxfire fungi flourished on an unprecedented scale, covering entire trees and logs. Their natural bioluminescence, a chemical reaction within their cells, was so widespread that it illuminated the entire forest, creating this so-called electric effect. It wasn't magic or ghosts, but a testament to the sheer tenacity of life. The electric forest of Krakatoa became a living laboratory for scientists. It was one of the first times they could study, in real time, how an ecosystem completely resets and begins anew. The glowing fungi were the pioneers, the first complex organisms to reclaim the barren land. Their presence inspired early theories on ecological succession, the process of how life returns and rebuilds after a catastrophic event. They were proof that even from total devastation, life finds a way, often in the most unexpected and beautiful forms. Sadly, the electric forest was a fleeting wonder. Its existence was tied to a very specific set of conditions. As the years passed, the volcanic ash weathered, and new seeds, carried by birds and ocean currents, began to take root. Ferns, grasses, and eventually new trees started to grow. This new vegetation competed with the fungi for resources and space. As a new, more complex ecosystem established itself, the conditions that allowed the foxfire to dominate disappeared. By the early 1890s, just a few years after it first appeared, the ethereal blue glow faded, and the electric forest of Krakatoa vanished back into legend. Today, the islands are covered in a lush, tropical rainforest, showing little trace of the sterile wasteland they once were. But the story of the glowing forest remains a short-lived, magical chapter in the Earth's history. It's a powerful reminder that even in the wake of the most destructive forces on our planet, life not only returns, but can do so with a strange, breathtaking beauty that defies imagination. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more tales of our incredible world. See you in the next video.